I really like the Hungarian cheese bread.
It was also really good.
It's delicious. Everything is delicious.
I'm just really impressed with how articulate they are, how
Yeah.
their comfort, talking to strangers, other adults.
But yeah, so 3 billion people cook on open fires all around the world. And the way we did functions was simply doing temperature over time of a fire.
Being able to see with our eyes, like with our experiences, what they're doing in other places is just, how we can compare it and contrast it to what we have. And like, we're just kind of getting started in the process, so our things won't look nearly as great and as polished as this is, but like still being able to use this as an opportunity to grow and learn and think about how we could potentially get to a place where, we're rolling out events that look and operate as awesome as this.
We had a brief conversation about the transformative nature of failure. I had some failure and I think I've had some good reflection on how to fix that in the future. Like I know what fell apart there with that particular student that I think I could do better.
Thank you, Shay. I appreciate you sharing that. I know that was, sometimes those, those moments that feel kind of like failures, they can be transformative in their own way as well. So, yeah, thank you for that.
That's kind of a good mantra for this year. Like everything is, we are learning so much through our failures.
I have a tendency, my students might have a tendency to rely on me to give them the answers, and I have a tendency to give it to them. So I think I'll have to rework the approach and make it less focused on my thoughts about what can be done and a lot more focused on their thoughts.
I'm kind of stuck in the traditional mindset, and I'd like to go further from that to the more authentic mindset and giving the students more choice, because I think that is a bigger buy-in for them when they have a say and a voice and a choice. I think it makes it more important for them.
She discussed the fear of not having complete control over everything, as we have all said as teachers, is very scary. And I shared with her that this is my third semester in this venture. And it does get better. You start letting go a little bit more and you learn how to lead them.
I really liked Scott Whitney's birdhouse project. I thought it was really cool. But mostly in our day-to-day, they don't get a whole lot of experience working with their hands.
So I picked Jim Ashley's project. I loved his project. I loved the connection between art and math. Especially like matching that with the tradition of barn quilts in general. And for those of you who have not read over Jim Ashley's document, you should definitely check that out. It's a really cool project. I talked with him a few times over the semester about this, and I love it. I think it was a great idea.
I have a funny story to tell. These 6 boys all smushed in a car. I don't know how big the car was, but some of these boys are big. So I can't imagine it was a very comfortable car ride, but they're all smushed in the car going to Waffle House. And one of our students, Dewey Davis, those of you who know him, read his poem from the Cameron book, brought it with him in the car, and read his poem to the boys on the way to Waffle House. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever heard? Don't you just want to hug somebody? It makes me want to cry. He read these boys are riding down the road reading poetry, their own poetry out of a book. And not like, oh, isn't this a dopey poem? Like, he's so proud. Anyway, that made me feel really, really good. Made me feel like we did a good thing.